Who would sell more pay-per-views? Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis or Terence Crawford versus Spence Jr.? At a first glance, as a boxing fan, as a boxing purist, you would think, of course, Spence versus Terence Crawford. What are you talking about? But then if you think about it again and analyze it, you would think, well, not a lot of people know who Terence Crawford and Spence Jr. are. If you're just talking to some random people, they probably don't know who these two people are. But if you mention Tank Davis or you mention Ryan Garcia, they're going to say, yeah, I know that kid from social media. The bottom line is Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis have a huge social media following outside of boxing. A lot of people know who they are outside of boxing. Tank has like the hip hop community. He's got hip hop culture behind them. And Ryan Garcia is a huge social media star. He's going to have all the YouTubers show up to that fight. And there's going to be a lot of people buying that pay-per-view. So my answer would be Tank and Ryan will sell more pay-per-views than Terence versus Spence Jr. Fun fact, I know people who were throwing events where you had to pay a cover charge to watch Tank Davis versus Rolly Romero. That's how and people were showing up. I saw videos. I saw that they were sharing it on social media. That's how that's how I know that Tank Davis sells tickets, he puts asses on seats, and he sells pay-per-views. So imagine he fights Ryan Garcia the way they're going to spend this. You have a Mexican-American boxer versus an African-American boxer. They're going to try to recreate the whole Oscar De La Hoya versus Floyd Mayweather thing. That's the way they're going to spin it because you have Golden Boy Promotions against Mayweather Promotions. So, yeah, that's my answer. There's no way that Terence Crawford sells more than Terence and Errol sell more than Tank and Garcia because not a lot of people know who these guys are outside of boxing.